short field, even though it's occupied by insurgents. And it's an exceptionally short field, so see how this goes. Did not go the way I thought it would. Let's see if I come back or not. I guess we can watch the battle. Well, so much for that. try this again. Dropping off vehicles and troops on the airfield.
KC-130T. Can waste a lot of it. couple of days ago, I bought the Mirage, and then apparently cruising at 50,000 feet doing Mach 2 is just normal for a Mirage.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, you know. And it kinda exaggerates the range of the 530, the Sarah missile. Because, you know, doing Mach 2 at 50,000 feet, that just like give the 530 like 30 to 40% increased range, basically, you know.
Yeah, that thing, when it's going fast, the missile's got some legs.
Yeah. Thing is though, that kinda takes me that the fuel they don't burn that much fuel though, doing, you know, Mach 2. Of course, I was
when
like,
they're up high, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was like 50,000 feet, but still though, I was like, why is this plane not losing any fuel? I mean, I was looking at the fuel all the time, right? And I don't notice them going lower somehow. Well, I don't know, man.
Yeah, just when it gets up high, it can go for a really long time.
Yeah, spooky stuff.
Well, that went a lot better than the first time. No one was actually shooting at me on landing that time. So I set up all these little airfields around the Gulf on the fun map. So there's like 3 or 4 of them that just have like insurgents and technicals on them. And I'm just doing runs with a 130, loading up with 4 Humvees and a platoon of troops, and then trying to land at these airfields, dropping everything, and then getting out. First time I did it, it did not go well.
Hey man, what you should add though is K-50. Yes, pretend those are H.
Yeah, get a howitzer on the side shooting.
I was playing a lot of K-50, and it's quite fun. I don't know if you ever got a bug, but sometimes when you look at the F10 map, like some airports doesn't shows up for whatever reason.
Yeah, I've had that issue too. It's weird.
Yeah, it's random too. Like sometimes they show up, and like you have to leave the game and then join back in, and then they'll pop out. Because, you know, let's say in a multiplayer server, you're gonna want to check if the airport is occupied by blue or red.
I don't know if they just haven't set up their code correctly on all the little airfields, because I haven't really looked to see if it's consistent every time I open it up. If it's wrong
even the big ones. I mean, like, you know, I was playing Caucasus, and Koboleti doesn't show up.
Oh, dang.
Aki, like, you know, big airports.
Yeah.
It's random.
Now I'm just watching the Humvees I dropped off charge these insurance technicals.
Do they have like a jetpacks?
You can drop JTACs, yeah.
Thing is though, I'm having a lot of trouble trying to fly in a fun map, but I can fly fun in a 104, and then what's it called? DCS, and blue flag, provided that I have to open up their mission first in the mission editor before I go to any of their server. But I did the same thing for the fun map. It just doesn't work. I mean, maybe it's just
Weird. Does
really
it freeze when you load it?
heavy mission.
Yeah, there's a ton of units.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess the mission is just much, resource hogging, and then actually, like blue flag going forward.
How much RAM do you have?
Oh, please, don't. I'm pushing it. It's 8 gigs.
Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, for the big multiplayer maps, that's tough.
Like basically my RAM is the minimum for a single player session.
Yeah.
I was like, and after 2.5 came out, like they also put in the the size of RAM that you need to play on heavy missions, like 30 gigabyte apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, can you look at your task manager, by the way? That's how much RAM does it take for you right now to fly the fun map?
Yeah, let me look. I forgot to slow down now. I'm like right on the airfield and going max speed in a Herc. I need to adjust the drag coefficient on this thing. It doesn't slow down very well. And its roll rate and its elevator authority is a little bit too high.
Yeah, I guess you can just kind of look at the normal C-130 and just reference that, values.
Well, I've already done a lot of tweaking to the SFM tables for this thing, and I've gotten it so the takeoff roll and the ground landing roll and the max speed at sea level 5,000 to 10,000 feet are like spied on for a C-130B, because I found the C-130B performance manual. But it's still a little bit too, like, you can move the nose around a little bit too much, which is partially the simple flight model, that's just how it is. And what's it called, the roll rate's just too fast still. Yeah, I wasn't able to slow down in time. Gotta go around. And I'll just pretend like I was planning to do an overhead brake.
You know the case 1 mission, like where it gives you points?
Uh-huh. I haven't tried it out yet though.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Nice.
What kinda... There's a sad thing about it though. So, Gunfighter and Grigble, they, screenshot the score with, all the information, at the top right corner. Basically tells you what at this stage of the pattern you were too high or you were too low, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So apparently their score was like, they got 3 wires, but my bolter score is higher than these guys' 3 wires.
Because you're on for all your altitudes and speeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, at the funnel phase, or basically, you know, the groove, you need exactly 20 points, and that 20 points came from if you got a 3 wire. You know, like the 1 wire gives you 7 points. The third, actually, the fourth one gives you 7 points. The third one gives you 20 points, and so on. So basically, they have 80 points, which is kind of low, I would say.
I haven't played it around to mess with it yet, but that does sound like they're a little bit off the numbers.
Doing a lot of case 3 now, and I'm just trying to, you know, what's it called, trying to figure my Charlie time. It's fucking rocket science, man. Fucking Charlie time.
And then when you get just a little bit off trying to like just make it work by adjusting your speed, it's tough.
By the way, does CSD1 have any kind of policy when you're in other, let's say, you know, DCS community?
No, we haven't written anything up, and I think we've only had one instance where we had an issue with somebody being a dick while being representative of CSG, and it was Jethro. Yeah, imagine that, right?
Yeah, kind of, you know, I was kind of talking about maybe an instance of dual planning, you know?
Oh, that stuff? No. We're fine with people doing whatever they're going to do.
Right.
As long as they're meeting minimum times here, that's fine. That's all that matters.
Gotcha.
So the 30 infantry and 4 Humvees I dropped off did not fare very well against the insurgent technicals.
Fucking brain. You check the RAM usage yet? I guess you were waiting until you land.
Yeah. 10.2 gigs of RAM.
Oh, how many? Did you just say 10 gigs?
Or are you asking for VRAM?
No, I'm just a RAM.
Yeah, 11.1 gigs.
Oh my god. Now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, when I was flying, you know, whenever I'm flying DCS, it took 2 or 3 gigabyte of RAM, and obviously it's enough.
Yeah.
Oh my god, 11. How much RAMs do you have?
16 total.
Oh, 16, okay.
Yeah, so it's at 70%. And I'm the only one in the server right now, too. I ought to check it next time we do a mission night when everybody's connected to see what it's at, because I'll bet you it's really high. I'll bet you that's why you have so many issues connecting on the training nights at Aldafra.
Yeah.
Because it's so detailed at
Aldafra. Exactly the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm flying out over the ocean for the most part right now too, so there's no like dense buildings or anything.
Yeah. I mean, some training that I have no problem. Yeah, like usually because I have preloaded the mission. If it's a training mission, it's fine. But farm map, even though I preload the mission on Mission Editor, it just won't help. I mean, like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been at idle in a very shallow dive for like probably 60 seconds, and I've only lost maybe 40 knots of airspeed. So I think I need to add some more drag on this.
Wait, don't you use the Russian or the matrix there?
Yeah, but I can pop out to the F2 view and it shows you the actual speed.
Oh, right.
In knots.
Right.
My flaps and my gear have an appropriate amount of drag, but slowing down into flap operating range takes forever because the aircraft itself isn't very draggy. And I can still fly it almost idle level flight when I'm configured and with full flaps and gear, which isn't right either. I should have to have a pretty significant amount of engine on to fly level. I need to figure out how I can animate and link the airspeed indicator and the altimeter so I can get rid of the SU-25 HUD. The Humpy just ran into me and busted my HUD.
See? Marines, man.
got an engine fire. Well, now to figure out what happens when you try to fly this thing with one engine. And the answer is it yaws a shit ton. It does not go very fast.
So, bus is still active in the 15, right? And
I think so, yeah. Right?
Yeah. I was watching one of his videos in, basically an operation and basically I heard gunfire 2, which is H1,
Yeah.
calling a fox 1. I was like, what? I was like, and I asked Buzz, like, do they have M7? No. Do they have any semi-active missile? No. Then why the fuck they call it a Fox 1? I was still like,
They don't know what they're doing.
and at one point though, I mean, I was talking to Buzz, and then the XO came, right? Well, we were talking about that stuff, and he's like, yeah, I mean, it's Arma, so nobody really knows that stuff. I mean, I don't know, man. Fox brevities are trivial. It's not like really secret or hard to find, but whatever, I guess. I mean, it's Arma.
Yeah.
One thing I found bad habit in mostly DCS communities are the air-to-ground calls. The brevities for air-to-ground. You don't really say pickle in tactical comms. You'll say the weapon's name, like Pei or for the
What's actually coming off the rail.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, pickle is basically the action of pressing the pickle button. But if you go for like bruiser, magnum, pathway, rock eyes, I mean you say them, not just pickle. And also Winchester call on everything. If they're out of air to air, it's a Winchester. If they're out of air to ground, it's Winchester. Basically, when they're out of something, it's Winchester.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Though Winchester is actually you ran out of all ordnance that include your guns and obviously your bombs, your everything.
Yeah.
Can't release, or shoot anything. Even though there are some calls for them. Let's say if you ran out of harm, you'll say Arizona. Ran out of Maverick, you call Nevada. Ran out of air-to-ground bombs, you call Dakota.
And another brevity calls specific to that, to that level of detail or ordnance.
If you ran out of air-to-air radar missile, you call Scotch.
I'm trying to limp home with this stupid thing with only one side of my engines working. So I'm like 75% right rudder with the throttle firewall just to keep it straight and level.
Oh my god, they're doing it again. Looking at the server browser, and there's, still this F14 servers testing.
Yeah.
What? Oh yeah, 3 days till the news.
Yeah. I think they're just going to put up the Tomcat for early access. Or not early access, but for pre-purchase.
Yeah.
no. I died on the landing.